Bandito Radio 112 FM, a streaming radio station for all toy enthusiasts, collectors, photographers, and customizers. Built to match your mood and passion. Music from hip-hop to country and all the rock in between, with host Howlin' Jim Jackson. For a dose of the macabre, there's Myra's Morgue of Midnight Madness. Plus our newest collector podcast, Purple Gang Gang Full Frontal Purple. And Action Figure Frequencies. With your hosts, SKN's own Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm. Bandito Radio 112 FM. Available to stream now on Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
What's happening, everybody? It is the best night of the week, Wednesday. I'm your lovely, gorgeous, sexy host, as always, Chet Maddox, along with the thunderous from down underest, the sexiest beast in the world, probably next to me, would be Mr. Alexander Storm. Alexander the Great, as some of you may know. How you doing, sir?
Hey, doing all right. Good toy evening to you, brother. It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. And good toy evening to you, sir. We are excited for you to be here because we are going to tariff-proof your toy collection in one simple episode for $99.95 for 12 easy payments of $6. Math adds up. I'm pretty sure it does. And, we just figure summer's coming. You got to beat the heat. Means you might as well, take care of that. But hey, there's also some exciting announcements that we have, as always, because it's Toy Box Chronicles. And so hang tight, be rad. Thank you all for coming. And Commander Bly, you're literally not first in the chat, but I mean, I guess we got to give it to you at this point. Well, it's that time again where we want to thank you all for coming and hanging out with us tonight. And that's, that's part of the whole game here. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's what they do. We have some love in the chat. Darth Moocher hit us up like super early. Good evening, sir. Then we got Dr. Brentley. I certainly didn't get here before Commander Bly. You did. You actually did this time. And then Wholesome Warlock. Tons of purple hearts to you, fellow Purple Gang. Full Frontal Purple. Awesome. Power of the First. Again, you're not first, but I give it to you. Consistent. And that's Mr. Van Johnson. Man, he won up the Warlock with way more purple hearts. Yeah.
Yes.
What's good? What's good, Purple Gang?
Yes, sir. And then we got Purple Ray.
Bro, what's up, Purple Ray? For Shay. I should have wore purple. Now I feel
Purple Gang is always happy to come. Hey, first of all, if you're not tuning into Bandito Radio and you haven't listened to actually Action Figure Frequencies first, and then the brand new dramatic show, which is 100% fire, full frontal purple, then you are missing out. Not only that, but make sure we're adding it to the openings of our shows and everything. You'll be able to see the Purple Gang on their Saturday evening. So they're part of the YouTube Alliance, and we're so happy they're here. But they episode 1, bro. If there's a way to debut something, they
And they
tore it
did
up.
it.
Man. Great job.
And
Great job.
I noticed that they were not too worried about copyright strikes because it wasn't their channel. So yeah, that's
Definitely.
cool. Whatever, man. It's fine.
Actually, he says, "Can we get some action figure frequency shirts in purple?" Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you
You
can.
guys,
I will.
in fact, the Purple Gang can get whatever they want.
Yeah.
We got you guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
you know what? Normally, when we do this, and let's put we should have had like Dr. Brentley actually put up a disclaimer and everything else like that, because that would definitely work itself out. But we don't get political. That's not what we do. We leave that to the other people on the YouTube, and we don't get into that. So this is not about like what's right or wrong or situation. We're not here to deter your mind. We're just like, look, it's been mentioned. If our main confidant, Mr. Vonner, has put out a video also letting people know that this is just what's on people's minds. And so one of the things that we thought we could do tonight would be, hey, take your mind off it. But if you're worried about those coming up in the next couple of months or weeks or whatever, then let's get you stuff that you can purchase right now where you don't have to have the dreaded T word brought into it. So I
Yeah.
think that's the purpose of it, wasn't it, Mr. Maddox?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're just at the realm, and plus, honestly, there's a lot of the same exact stuff being released by the same companies, whether it's Motu crossovers or Spider-Man releases and game verses, and everyone's just kind of just getting a little worn out. Definitely Mythic Legions, I think, is still releasing stuff that people want.
Yep.
Grindhouse Toys is releasing things people want.
Mhm.
Fresh Monkey Fiction. I mean, like there's so many other things. Plus, we're also going to talk about maybe there are figures that you do love that you could go back and you can go back and grab these. And if you feel like the urge to buy something, these are things that you could go grab that aren't going to be affected by anything because they're already here. They're just people's backstock. And if you're like me, you get rid of that urge all the time because I like to shop for vintage toys. So yeah, look, this is just like a wholesome talk party. Wholesome talk. No, I'm fucking with you. Hey, no, so yeah, we're excited to get into this, and we might as well just jump into the meat and potatoes, like they say in the old English times, right?
Absolutely.
Do they say
Before we
that?
jump
Is
into
that?
Purple Gang says send a link. You're too kind. At the end of the show, Mr. Max will make sure those purple shirts are up on the site. We will get that
I will.
over to
You
you.
know what? I will send you. I will send you your own special link, like you reached into a box of purple cereal and pulled it out.
Absolutely. Well, let's fire this up. Again, disclaimer, these are only our opinions. We do not need to subject that to you. We're just saying it in our minds. It's what we thought to bring a little sanity into the world. That's all. So
I
let's.
was gonna make us go. I was gonna make us go live on Instagram. But the
Yeah.
problem is that Instagram just keeps quitting, and it's already quit on me like 3 times since this has happened.
Mhm.
So this is gonna be Instagram free tonight because I don't
Okay.
want to deal
No.
with it anymore.
eh,
Just as a heads up, okay?
You know what? I think we'll have our social media guys put that up in the future and let people know it's a consistent problem. I don't know if it's between StreamYard or whatever, but we'll get
No,
into
but
that. So
that does remind me of a sad announcement at the end of the show.
absolutely. Hey, so we're gonna start off with the Star Wars Black Series.
Yep.
So, here's the thing. We normally leave a lot of Star Wars things to our buddies, the Sarlacc Digest podcast, the best damn Star Wars podcast on YouTube. It comes after us at 8 p.m. Pacific time. But we couldn't help ourselves. So these are items that some have just hit the street. So
Yeah.
there's no dreaded T world into that. And then there's one with with Commander Blah. He's doing it. Yep, now that's pod racing. Absolutely correct. But Commander Bly. Now, come on, with a name like Commander Bly, Star Wars sucks.
Star Wars sucks. Yeah.
I love the guy. Right here, we've got.
Okay, hold on real quick.
I know you
Okay.
had to start this. I saw this.
Look at this. Look at this. I love Star Wars. Lieutenant Worf was a realist. No kidding. I always thought he was the best, and my favorite ship in Star Wars was the Borg ship, the Square. Oh, that one was so good. But I really did like the transportation. What was that deck in Star Wars that used to transport people to different planets? What was that called?
You're talking about the holodeck.
Yeah, the holodeck.
Or the holodeck, or are you talking about the transporter room?
The one that was in, Captain Kirk used it in Star Wars all the time.
Yeah, no, that's a different one, bro. Like I said again, you're getting kicked off of they've already told me that you keep going on to this, you can't get on Sarlacc anymore. So,
They have never, Sarlacc has never once asked me to go on there, so it doesn't bother me.
Right,
I just cry to myself. But hey, let's get back into the Star Wars Black Series. Womp Speed, yeah, exactly.
There you go. Like I said, we've got brand new, just hit the streets. This price is already locked in. The Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker, and $24.99. So if you're actually picking them up for a mainline distributor like Walmart or Target, use that price. If you're picking up for most of the other people, most definitely you can pick them up. There is the Star Wars, the Polygon Soldier right here, which is pretty good. He also just hit the street, and he is also $24.99. So no worries about that price going up. Now, one character that's been floating around because he was part of the skeleton crew, but I know my buddy Joel, because he has been constantly hitting me up time and time again. Like, just the articulation, the figures, the everything else that's going on. He is 100% one of the best figures to hit the market. Brutus from the skeleton crew. He is still available up on Hasbro Pulse, and he's available for that $24.99 price tag. And if you can check a couple of retailers, I know, like, there's a couple of GameStop and everything. He's steadily, maybe you might find him at some Target still. But, that price is still piped in. And for him to be still up on Hasbro Pulse for that price, that's good. So you can beat the Star Wars Black Series niche by these three characters. Again, one, I say Brutus due to, it's just a great sculpt. Articulation is fantastic.
Did you get this one? Did you get this one?
I think Joel picked this one up for me. I actually, because I had him order this for me, so I think he actually picked that up for me. So I've got
because I didn't get this one. I kind of want this character, to be honest.
It's still available on Hasbro Pulse, man. Yeah. And let's see, programs. They had a telephone booth that transported them everywhere. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think that's maybe a different science fiction show, but okay. But hey, whatever works, man. These guys tonight again, Sarlacc. Commander Bly's got to go over that Sarlacc show too, man.
Yeah,
go over there. But from there, we jump over to GI.JOE Classified. Now, this week, they had a bunch of different things that were hitting up, and it was the brand new latest wave that kind of popped in, which was really cool. Can't complain about that. But those figures were still locked in at pretty decent pricing. I thought, and I don't know about you, Chet, I thought the Claw was going to be a little bit more than what it was. I was shocked by that rate, and wasn't too bad, man. So
yeah, I think look, I wasn't upset. The only thing that I've been upset with Hasbro about as of recent is that Hulk.
Yes,
but they just released, like, it's all the right pricing.
Yeah,
but I opted to instead buy it on Entertainment Earth because it was just like way more money. So I just figured, why not?
Okay. And Commander Bly just let us know that the Claw is sold out now. So and
I like that I just told you that I bought it on Entertainment Earth, and you just glossed over like it was nothing.
Because I knew you didn't, and I knew that was BS. So there was no need for me to give in that, because we dumped them as a sponsor. So I knew you would not be actually making ourselves look like we didn't have enough merit on the show. So I knew that was. I could glance over that because I knew that did not happen. Hey, good evening, Billy Bids.
Billy Beige.
Love that.
Billy Beige.
The Hulk could be better. Yes, absolutely right. He could be. I think that was like we've said it before. We said on Pixel Plastic Inc. on Friday that we thought it was like maximum profit. It was disappointing to see that, and we'll see if that sells out differently from this. And Purple Gang listens. Manager Billy from the Bayou is in the house. All right, all right, oh, yeah. But right here we've got Night Force, the Walmart version of Shooter. And usually there's Walmart exclusive, but you can still pick up this character at even Walmart.com. You can also pick up this character from Hasbro Pulse, $24.99, locked in. It's been about, I think this character's been out for at least 8 months now. So it fluctuates in price, $24.99. I've seen it as low as $13.99. So it just
Yeah.
depends. But this is something that we're not going to see it go up. The price is locked in. And
Well,
if you're into the Retro Joe collection, well, Retro Duke is probably, I know I've heard this to a lot of people from the Joe community, one of the better looking retro figures. A lot of people didn't like the classified original version of that. And this one is really kind of a modern update to the retro carded version and looks
yeah.
pretty cool. And this one's I found this for lower than $24.99 at some of the retail stores on the clearance, but it's still up on Pulse. You can still get that. So what do you think about these two characters, Chat?
Well, I know that you can get the Walmart one still because it's not a con
Yeah.
exclusive. So that's why
Absolutely.
you can still get that at Walmart. And then honestly, this Duke, I'm in it.
Yeah, yeah, I really do think that too. And although Billy agrees with that, Duke is dope looking. The first version at the beginning of the line was a big, and he's absolutely right. A lot of people complained about that. They even did a quick variant to that, and it still
They
didn't
did.
satisfy people. I think this version they knocked it out of the back. And you got Curtis. Good evening to you, sir. It says I was traveling for work today and missed the McFarlane Jim Gordon drop. You know what? I noticed this, and we'll talk about this at the moment because we were seeing the same thing. There was a lot of McFarlanes. Like we couldn't find the animated wave for the New Adventures of Batman. Those that popped
Yeah.
in last week. We couldn't find any of those anywhere online. So, and then didn't you tell me they got sold out?
Yeah, so by the time I found any of the new animated waves, because you and I both wanted the same
Yeah,
ones, they were already like sold out. So I don't know. And then
yeah.
the drop for the Jim Gordon drop as well. Like by the time I found it, it's I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. It's kind of a weird time for that.
It is a little bit, but I noticed also too that we were talking about the same thing with the McFarlane line. We've got some McFarlane stuff in here as well, Curtis. But we were talking about how they've been popping up a bunch of Alfreds all over the place. And so,
Yeah.
like McFarlane's really kind of like making sure at the end of that contract he's getting out everything that he definitely wanted, which is very interesting. And Dark Mucha says the retros where it's at. I know a lot of people do prefer the retro line and the classic line. I'm privy to the classified versions of them. I want to see them in like new like looks instead of some of the older ones. But every now and then it's nice to see some of them in that. And let's see. Curtis says it
Reminds me
reminds me of the time my mom bought me the Batman shampoo, but they were out of the conditioner Gordon.
so
I fell for that one too, bro.
yeah, you
I
did.
fell
Yeah.
for that one.
I knew you were gonna read that.
I knew I was. Something about it. I was like, I knew I messed up the minute I started that. We are going to roll over to Marvel Legends. That's right, Marvel Legends.
Wait, is
it,
ROM available?
ROM is still available, and it's still available on Hasbro Pulse, and it's still available at certain. I haven't seen this figure at retail, not through like any Target stores or definitely not Walmart. You almost never see anything at Walmart, but he is still available on Pulse. I was shocked that he was still available.
How is he still? He wasn't available on here. I
I
gotta add him
guess
real
maybe
quick.
they,
All right, keep
maybe
going.
Maybe something fell off the back of the truck there.
I know.
But
From
reason why
McFarlane.
ROM at $24.99. Now we were at Frankenstein's. We did see a bunch of ROMs there as well. So
Not for this price.
yeah, not for the $24.99 at Frankenstein's, but it's still. I thought when the initial character sold out, we weren't going to see this character anymore or any other new stock of it. So whatever's been happening, it's kind of cool. So $24.99. He is a very popular character the first time around that he went. This is one that you might want to get. I never read that comic, so I'm not really big into ROM, but apparently he's a very big character out there. And then the other one is the Agent Venom at $24.99. Great figure. I personally own it. If you haven't gotten any of the older Marvel Legends series, he's a great figure to have. He's updated than and sometimes like there was a guy that we were at Frankenstein's and he had the original version. I think the retro card version's coming out. I think he wanted, what was that, $40 or $60 for it? What was the chat?
When we were at Frankenstein's?
Yeah, Frankenstein's for the original version, not this new version.
Not for this one, right? Yeah, the original he wanted 50.
Okay, yeah. So, at $24.99, he's a great character. I love he has different two heads, several different hands. Not so much on weaponry.
Yeah.
But still I love him. He stands quite well. I think it's a really good update to a character. So
you did get him, right? You did.
I did get him. He's sitting on the shelf right here. Yep, I got him.
Yeah.
Great character, man. I really wanted Agent Venom. It was a good way of me actually getting him. And I've never put it up. Commissioner Gordon. All right. I love it. I love when the community is out there and they're making sure somebody who missed out on something's getting it, man. That's what it's about and everything else like that. So, and that's
I think sorry, go ahead.
No. I think that's always a great thing whenever you have somebody that's helping you out, and definitely because we know people working and everything, and people still want to have a little interest in this.
Yeah, well, like I was gonna say something it's one thing to shop for like vintage toys.
Yeah,
but it's a little weird for me on vintage Marvel Legends, and realistically, the only Marvel Legends vintage things that I buy, which is anything that's a bath.
Yeah,
that's just because it's hard to get. But I find it this is the last vintage Marvel Legend that I bought. Punisher Venom.
Yeah,
I made these little webs. I have like a bunch of those, but Punisher Venom, this one is the last like major retro figure that I bought. And just because he's so hard to find. But the reason why I don't really like to buy the retro ones is because his feet would never be this bulky. Like I don't think like if they re-released him, like I don't think his feet would be that bulky. But my thing is like there has to be really something about a vintage Marvel Legend to buy over a new release, because like the articulation on this Agent Venom is going to be phenomenally better than the one that you were trying to get and the guy said $50 for, right?
I definitely agree.
I mean, it's not like it's the first release of that either, so it's not worth necessarily having in your collection.
Man.
So
Curtis says, surprisingly, the Supergirl is the one that I wasn't interested in. Well, tune in on Friday because we talk about that great McFarlane heist. And if you're getting a delay on your Supergirl, there's a good reason for that happening.
That's right.
Dr. Brentley said, I think a lot of people canceled the ROM. He might be right on that because it was sold out immediately. And then as I was doing research for the show and everything, it popped up and said it was in stock. So I was
cancel away because I just bought one now. Because but that's a character I told you I wanted for a long time.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I got it for $27 after tax, or I could go buy it on Whatnot for $250.
Yeah. And Billy Page is like, I gotta go get a ROM and a Crystar. And yeah. Like I said again, we were talking about that Marvel Legends really kind of some of the obscure characters we didn't think we were going to get, like Rom, I never really thought of him in the Marvel Legend line. I know he's more of a Marvel comic book character, but not in the Marvel Legend line. I didn't think we would get one. So, it was one of those situations. And it's
Yeah.
like I still have too many CD-ROMs. Commander Bly, I'm sure, Commander. Purple Gang Gang says next time you're going to Frankenstein's, let the purple ginger know.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
we
man.
will.
We'll probably be going there.
Maybe Saturday or
I
something. What do you think?
I think we're gonna try to go. Yeah, I think we're gonna try to go on Saturday.
Okay.
So,
So
and what we'll do is we can go live, and if there's anything you guys see that you want, you could just let us know. We'll buy it. Maybe we'll do it through like the Whatnot store, or we could just do it live on whatever. But yeah, we'll hit you guys up, and if anything too, we can just send you our number and
yeah,
we can FaceTime or something. I don't know.
Curtis
But yeah,
says,
we go to Frankenstein's all the time. So
yeah, we do. Curtis says my current needs are the Spectre, great character, Alan Scott's Green Lantern, Hawk
that's good.
Girl, and Jim Gordon. Okay, well, I do know I've seen the Alan Scott Green Lantern. That is probably one of my favorites next to Hal Jordan. It's just I love the classic one. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Hey, look, and we want to put this out there. We do have a site we're going to launch for like our own toy company. We thought about doing this, but we are working on it, getting ready to build it out. It's called Holy Grail Toys, and so we're gonna be launching that. But if you are on here and there are figures that you want and it's hard for you to find them, just know we are like literally maybe less than an hour away from Frankenstein's, and they are live on they go Wednesdays. They have a show, and then Saturdays is like the big show. So we can work something out about being able to like get figures for people as well. So
Always trying to do the community. Update that like button, folks. So we need to increase those numbers. Thank you, Purple Gang Gang. Thank you. And Billy Page says, I knew Rom from the vintage electronic toys. Crazy gimmick. Thanks, Toy Fair, for putting this info into my young brain when I was a kid. Yeah, yeah, he is. And always, another member of the SKN crew. And it was dropping shorts this week. Meeks. That's right. And everything. Wow, man. When you think those joystick junkies, think of Meeks right there. So thank you. And Purple Gang Gang gives the greatest line from our man, Mr. Vonner, for the culture. You're damn right it is for the culture, man. And Chet's over here for shaming like Curtis.
well, I mean, dude, yeah, Venom. I don't think his feet would be that big. So
Yeah. From there we'll roll into it. We've added a couple of ones. Still readily available. Now you know me, man. I'm a classic dude all the way. So the classic Luke Cage, I love the new versions, but the classic one always just I'm a kid. I remember him from the late 80s and the 70s look of him was still that apparent look. But if you're into any of the vintage Marvel Legend looks, this is a great character. And then you've got Professor X in his with his flying wheelchair, and that's $49.99. Reason why I added this is that you can still get Kang. Kang comes with about the same accessories where he's in that mega throne, but that's
yeah,
$59.99 compared to Professor X. And like, who are you going to build out a team with? You're going to build the X-Men with Professor X, and so he's a key counterpart. Kang, at $59.99, what are you really using them if you don't really have a major Fantastic Four display? So I thought that was a very good rate. I liked the floating effect was good. And if you are still loving the Deadpool Wolverine, look, I think the best accurate version of Hugh Jackman in the action figure realm was this Deadpool that came out, and it is still available as well. So, again, this one, these are all prices locked in. They're not going to go up. These prices are what they are. So it's always good to get those done. And actually, Meeks does say Frankenstein's for the win. Absolutely, and everything. And Van's telling us, Alex and Chet, hook up Curtis. He's good people. All right. We'll keep our eyes on everything that you need, Curtis, and we'll let you know. And, if anybody does want to reach out to us too, we've got they can DM us through our personal DMs. or you can do it through the SKN Shadow Nose Network DM and everything. We always get around to everybody, so definitely. And Billy says Frankenstein's is legendary for me from podcast. Okay, all right, that's good to hear. But yeah, what do you think about this chat? Because I think well, I know Rad got us the Xavers, so we're not worried about that one.
Yeah,
I have Luke Cage sitting somewhere around here.
Yeah, I love Power Man. This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite outfits he's worn. I think it's an outfit that speaks a lot to like his comic, but more importantly, like it's just a cool looking figure, man.
Yeah.
And I have this Wolverine. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little Wolverined out, So like whenever I see a Wolverine, I don't know. It's I don't know. I would say that this is the Wolverine that you need to get.
Yeah,
but I'm just kind of worn out on Wolverine and Spider-Man.
I can give you that because they had the if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the extreme version of X-Men Wolverine that's still up, and yeah, it seems like I think we were having a conversation with David one night, and he was like Spider-Man and Wolverine. It's like you could just be given that you'll see the both of them time and time again, and it does seem like they are giving us a little too many of those. I will give you the benefit of the doubt on that one, my friend. And Rad says he is building a ROM army. Well, you can go to Hasbro Pulse and build it bigger. You can build it bigger, and of course, hey, you got to give love to Power Man. Again, I love how also too whenever you mention that to someone now, especially somebody younger, and they were like, Power Man, yeah, bro, that's what they called him before he was called just known as Luke Cage, bro.
Yeah.
So a little bit of history is rolling around on that one. And let's see, we got does the Professor's wheelchair actually have wheels? I'm so confused. No, it just floats, bro. This is the one that just floats. I wonder why it actually. We probably should call it. Maybe it's the hover chair. You probably should stop calling it the wheelchair.
Well, the wheels are sponsored by John Cena, so that's probably why you can't see them.
Oh, okay. Like Purple Gang stood up and said, "OnlyFans links, nah, bro. We don't be doing that."
I'm not gonna drop that in the public chat.
Don't be stingy with
the my OnlyFans channel is seductive images of toys, and I'm not in them.
Yeah, I think you still buy the third party Bear Arms for this one too. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. That's cool. And the wheel of time, the wheels of time. Yeah.
Well, you know what they say, you always have the right to bear arms.
Yeah, take it.
Boom. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, let's go on to the next one. Yeah.
Okay, the next
this one I'm mad at.
Yeah. Sorry. We are rolling into the world of Transformers. Now, here's the thing. We were at Target and Walmart over the last week. Look, there's no shortage of Transformers on the shelves. A lot of it's legacy, but we're going to tell you the best series, if you're going to get anything, is the Studio series because they more or less resemble a lot of the G1 looks. This Bumblebee was fantastic. I've seen him at Walmart. He's fluctuates in price, so $24.99 is the high end. He's still available on HasbroPulse.com, but search your clearances because that character at Target or Walmart you can probably find for a little bit lesser than that because there is nothing but clearances on Transformers. And I think it's a great old school look, yet updated a little bit. And then personally, one that I have, and I thought this was one of the best Transformers of last year because I did not know I needed that, but when I got it, I knew I wanted to share it with everyone. Is the Transformer collab, and it called it Agent Knight, but it's a Knight Rider / one. Look, the Larson beam works fantastic. It has several different voice things from Kit. It's just a great looking car. It transforms in, the headlights pop up and down. Great looking car, great looking collab. They've done a good job with these collabs. At $49.99, I will tell you all day long. I got it at that price initially. It's still at that price. It's still available that you can find through some third-party ones. It is definitely great to have. And
You know what? We're talking about Transformers. I got to bring something up real quick. Oh,
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me bring this up because
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is a Transformer that I wanted,
Okay.
and it's already a 1-star review on Hasbro.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Perceptor.
I really wanted this Transformer.
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem is that I got notified just like everybody else that this Transformer was live on Hasbro, and when I went over there within 2 minutes, it was sold out already. So this is the problem that I'm having with Hasbro. This is like, I don't know how many times they've done this where they release something, and if you look at the 1-star reviews, like let's just call them out, like this guy's lost faith because he was trying to get it and found out this morning pre-orders were up for, and it's sold out. And then, hey, look, here's an email from Hasbro saying this pre-orders up, and you went to Hasbro and it said sold out. It's only been under an hour. It's like, this is the kind of stuff that like just it bothers me, right?
Well,
like,
but you'll find that at the store though, because believe me, somehow, some way, they do make them to the stores. So
no, I understand that. I'm just saying the frustrating part is that they've done this, like they did that with Crystal Ball. Crystal Ball's up 17 minutes after you posted it on your own. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, Billy Bates lets us know that Bumblebee got clearance at my Walmart, got them for cheap. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that Transformers, you can usually kind of wait that out, but at Walmart, definitely I've seen them, and also at Target too. They normally clearance out those real quick. And Curtis wants to know, Frankenstein's is in Southern California. Yes, it is. It's down here.
Yeah.
And Psycho is my favorite from the past year. He transformed so hard. I think that's probably a little bit of a joke on that one, but still, okay, we'll give it to him. And then there's the retro carded him and Gears. I saw Gears actually at a Walmart here, not too far away from the house, just yesterday, the carded version, and I hadn't seen a retro carded version of a G1, so that was kind of cool. We saw that at the Frankenstein's, I'm sorry, the Walmart here in Marietta, where it was the carded back one. I was like, I didn't know they did that with the I've seen them on the other packaging, but that was actually kind of cool. And Commander Blythe letting you know he knew you were bringing the thunder and was about to shame somebody. So he definitely knew that was coming. But guess what? That's not our only Transformer, though. We've got the popping in. Look, it's not up on Hasbro Pulse, but I know it's at certain retailers. And if you haven't bought this character, this was probably the Transformer of the year. I would say hands down, one of the best looking versions from the Studio 86 series. It was fantastic. It posed great. I haven't heard one major complaint about this character. Everyone has said that when they got it, they loved it. This is the Studio Commander Class 86 movie, Optimus Prime. He is worth, if you love the movie, you're definitely gonna love this character. He's a great character to pick up. So, and I haven't picked him up, but again, there's been so many orders and everything dumped all year long and back and forth to Toy Atlanta. It's just been one of those days where it's like it's pushed on the back burner, but definitely need to pick him up and everything. Billy Bates said it's the dumbest thing Hasbro has, a store that has pre-orders but limits numbers of pre-orders. It should be the best stock place to get figures. That's not a pre-order Hasbro. That's a drop, and he's got a point about that. You would think that they would stock their store better, but you never know what deals they got. Also with like Walmart and everything else. Again, back in the day, we never had this problem buying toys. When we were younger, you never had a problem. You went to the store, it was there, didn't matter. All of a sudden now, I don't know if they're holding stocks and just dribbling it in a little bit around there, but it is happening more and more,
Yeah.
more and more. So yeah, Chet, people are absolutely agreeing with you on that. It is the most frustrating about this current market of purchasing.
Yeah, just it sucks, and it's whatever. They're gonna do it. There's nothing we could change about it. But thankfully, I'm excited because I got ROM now for $27.
There you go. And the Studio $89. It's not, something to scoff at. It's a little bit higher in pricing, and you're going to find it in the retail market, secondary markets, a little bit
But
higher than that.
but you're getting Optimus and his trailer.
Exactly. He's worth it, man. I think
Because the average cost of Studio 86 isn't that much.
Yeah, absolutely. Now here's something that Chris brought up, and I will give him credit on this one. And I feel the same way. The dumbest thing is that they have you pay for a Pulse membership, and they sell the figure on there. The Hasbro Pulse members get the stuff, and then after Amazon and Walmart's of the world, and yeah, that kind of does this. The crystal ball thing was the thing that set me off. There is a reason why we pay the $50 a year for the actual Pulse membership. And when it comes to like, I would have much rather have bought the crystal ball from Hasbro Pulse than from Walmart Collectors Con. The difference between Walmart takes your money right then, right there.
Yeah.
Hasbro doesn't do it until they ship it. And also, if you're paying for Hasbro Pulse, you have free shipping, which
Yeah.
makes the product lower. So I
Well,
will give you credit on that. It pisses me off every time too, man.
well, and like you was saying too, like there's no reason why if I ordered on Amazon and Walmart that
Yeah.
like I should get it before a Pulse member. So like I think that Pulse members should get their stuff first. I agree with Curtis over
Yeah.
Walmart and Amazon because I mean you're paying them directly, but hey, like maybe I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is for that, but
Yeah, and like you said, we should get it first, and it should be. And that hour window thing is just it pleases people. But let's be honest, I've been in that hour window, and something sold out within 3 minutes just from Pulse members. So and Purple Gang said that they missed out on Crystal Ball too. Yep, and a lot of people look. I just got a notification from Walmart today that said, "Hey, to let you know the Crystal Ball is absolutely delayed again." I got a feeling that I'm not going to get it because Darth Moocher had the same problem. They kept delaying, and then chances are, like Billy Ray said, and Walmart will cancel your order fast as well. I know the term on a whim. And he's absolutely right. They will definitely do that. And I got a feeling that that's going to come down for the crystal ball. Because when we were talking about April something, and then Hasbro Pulse said it was up for July, something sounded a little weird about that. So we'll roll through. If NECA, I know a lot of people still are sour on NECA because NECA had a terrible last year. But here's the thing: they mentioned that about a month ago that they were discontinuing their gargoyle lines. I have seen these figures, number one, in the retail stores, Target and Walmart, dropping for prices. I see it through the secondary toy areas, dropping for prices. If you're going to pick this stuff up now, this is the best time. This is like, because most of the prices are dropping below the $30 realm on some of these. Best time to pick this up, man.
And if you've never
line,
if you've never picked up the gargoyles,
mhm.
like just in general, it's one of the better made NECA lines.
Yeah. And it's a shame that the line didn't go through. But to be honest with you, the characters that we got were more than I thought we would ever get from the line in the first place. So, they did at least get all the main versions of gargoyles out before they discontinued the line. So, you got to take it as that. There's a couple of key characters they didn't have, which was kind of cool.
Well, there's still one that I've never been able to find,
Mhm.
and it was the San Diego Comic-Con release that they did was supposed to show up at stores, and I think it was either that or it was like last year's haulathon. I've never been able to find it, and I wanted it, but
is it that one? I think it's what the Detective Hudson or something.
Black and White, yeah, Detective Hudson, yeah.
I actually have seen that in some of the stores around here, so I'll let you know the next time I see it. But that one is popping up. But yeah, it's a shame the line is gone, and like I said, it was like the battle suit too. Yeah, the Xanatos battle suit. It's fantastic. And no, Cold Stone was the one they were supposed to make that, and a couple other characters, and he decided to end the line before that character came out, which that kind of sucks.
Well, no, they did make it. It's just that you have to go in, and then when you go in, they make your ice cream on this Cold Stone, and you mix it up. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and Purple Gang Gang said he's seen Detective Hudson as well. So,
Okay. Yeah,
you
I
know,
haven't been able to find it. That's why I got mad and gave you my gargoyles.
yeah, I know, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna ask for them back. I'm just mad that I didn't.
Billy Bay says the only positives that I've had for Post lately is being a non-Post member and snagging a Cobra battle suit. Okay, yeah,
Hey,
you
I'm
gotta
just
put
putting
them
this out there. If someone right now in the chat didn't get a Cobra Battle suit, I have 7 of them. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that probably will be. See, yeah, it's crazy Ghost Stone, and even was put on Toy Collector magazine. He's absolutely right. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that's
Well, they
true.
decided to cut their losses with that, and that kind of sucks. Shout out to Toy Collector magazine too. Damn good magazine.
Yeah, congrats on the
Yeah.
new distribution. That's epic,
So we move
especially
into
now.
the ticking clock on Todd McFarlane. So he's going to make sure he's cramming this stuff down. We have seen one of these characters in store recently. 24.99. McFarlane is just still hitting the price, but the 1940s Max Fletcher Superman, great
Mhm.
looking figure, still on the racks and everything.
I gotta be honest about this figure.
Yeah,
I'm still processing whether or not I'm gonna go pick him up because the pins in the arm bug the shit out of me. That's the only
that
reason why. Like, if you look
that
at these pins in the arm, like, they're just so noticeable.
Yeah. No. It's one of those things that look, you put them on the corner of the shelf in the dark area, so you could just, not pay as much attention to that.
Yeah.
But I look at that now. They've got this, I think the Sky Suit Batman, which is very cool from the Dark Knight. That
Yeah,
character actually
that's such a good sculpt.
it is, and it is actually lower than the 24.99. I've seen it as low as 21 on Amazon every now and then, so it's fluctuating. And the same thing with the Dark Knight version of Batman, Christian Bale. That version is too. I've seen that on at GameStop .com for 22.99. So
I need both of these because I have to go back to Frank and Sons, and I'm gonna pick up, um
the Bane,
I gotta pick up the Bane and then the Joker. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna grab those 2.
Yeah, that's a great one. And Curtis says I just got my first toy collector magazine. To actually, it looks and actually looking at it now. They actually here's the best part. When we went to Toy Atlanta, they actually put those, and we got a nice duffel bag with the toy collector magazine. It was a great throwback to an older time when we all used to actually like read those magazines. So that was kind of cool, man. And so from there, so 3 great ones. Matt Fletcher, 1941. I know chat's on the point. This one is readily available, and this is actually the best price that you're going to actually get this for at the moment. This tumbler is sitting on Amazon, and it has dropped down to $33, and it's been popping up between 40 to 30 to for the last 3 months. So if you couldn't get the black one that had Lucius Fox in, then this one, give it to a customizer, let them paint it black, put some gold accents on it and everything. But it's a great vehicle. But one thing that McFarlane did, and I'm gonna hate for him to lose a license, McFarlane did vehicles fantastic.
Yep.
He really was in for that one. So that's the thing I'm gonna hate to see him leave. But if you're looking at one of the better vehicles, that is one of the better vehicles. Also, two that one Lord price that Mr. Maddox is probably gonna take advantage of. You've got the Batman Beyond Batmobile, which initially was at about $80 when it popped out. It is sitting in Amazon for $67. So that price has dropped because they're probably trying to get rid of the inventory. And then you've got the just the glow in the dark version of the Batman Forever Batmobile. And if I wasn't mistaken, I think that was going for 47. Maybe
With the Batman Forever Batmobile? No, that
yeah,
one's 38.
38. Okay, there you go. All right. So great pricing right now. If you're into any of the vehicles, now's the time to get the vehicles because again, once that stock's going, they're not restocking anymore. And Purple King said, "Yeah, I just want more Jokerized McFarlanes." They did a great job with that, man.
Yeah, those were good, man.
Yep. Daddy Austin Transporter. Yep, absolutely. From there, here's the best value that I've seen if you're talking about anything that's going to break the dreaded T word. Um, Playmates does this the best out of almost everybody. If you're a parent or anyone that wants to actually get anything affordable for your kids, you have the opportunity to pick up 4 characters, so mostly sometimes for the price of one. And that is really the best deal in town. But when you look at the TMNT, you got a couple of versions. Got the semi-classic versions because there is a different version of the classics that are the original Playmate versions. These are the classics more that were the secondary, third generation, but that's $39 for 4 at Walmart. 39.97 for 4. Then you've got the comic book one. So if you're a purist and you've got some of the original Eastman and Laird books and you just want your characters to sit in front of them, then you can get those characters for the same price, 4 characters with accessories, 39.97 from Walmart. But now here's the best one. The Mutant Mayhem, while a lot of people were up and down on the movie, I think a lot of kids loved the movie. A lot of adults didn't. But 25.97 for 4 turtles. Like there's characters, one character is $25 now. And
Yeah.
so this was the best one for anybody that knows, like, you got nieces, nephews, like, young kids, but you can give them this, they can play with them. You're great. You can get turtle vans and the pizza ovens and all those other great accessories at very reasonable prices. And you know what? Walmart is the leader in a lot of those prices looking at that price point. So, and I found even some turtle characters for like $10, man. So
Mhm.
that's probably one of the best values here. And when we say the tariff beating kind of tariff proof kind of thing, they are usually always priced well, the classic TMNT, other than like companies like NECA, and then we're looking like I know McFarlane has them, and then Mondo and everybody else. These are the more reasonable ones that you want to give to younger people that you're trying to get into the craft. So I'd always
Yeah.
tell people to do that. But that guess what? That's all of our tariff proofing your collection. So if you actually able to go out there and get some items and everything, that's probably the best thing that you want to do right now is for those pricing. And from there, man, we got a new segment. So before we kind of start wrapping things up, let's hit the brand new segment, Chet.
There it is.
Now,
The
this was
high-end toy line. Wah, wah, wah.
this was brought up to us by, when we ever start thinking about toys, we sometimes think about them in an action figure kind of way, but anything from like, the arcade one-ups and those kind of things are technically toys as well. So we started to add this segment in, and there's an actual bigger segment that will be done on its own, but we thought we'd just kind of premiere this tonight. And high-end toys, and here's the thing that Chet and I have fallen in love with due to our buddy at the Survivor Arcade. Yes, that dreaded individual has got us wrapped around. He has a Stranger Thing Stern pinball machine. We've been over there to play it several times. He just got the Godzilla one, and we got addicted when he sent us to a auction here out in Southern California for mostly old cabinets, and they had a ton of ready to play Stern video games. And at that point, I think you and I both said we've got to
Oh,
have several of these.
well, yeah. And so what's important to understand too, we talked about it, and it's something that we realize kind of fits in with Toy Box Chronicles and like where this has gone or whatever. But it's really the fact that like if you look, Stern is actually on a bunch of action figures. Like
Yeah.
they did a Ninja Turtle line that was, I don't remember who, I was NECA. So they did a line with NECA, and it was actually Stern Pinball. So a lot of people don't really understand this, but Stern licenses all the like images that you see on their pinballs for like exclusivity, and then they get to do what they want with that license. And so they tapped into NECA for some of the toys. They tapped into some other people. I think they even did some of the Stranger Thing toys. So yeah, people, it's just something that people don't understand. And in the pinball world, Stern Pinball, the thing about Stern Pinball is I'm a member, but you you can log in, create an account. There's a little barcode scanner on there. You scan that, and then your score and everything goes up on the world leaderboard for the pinball game. So if you just have one of these in your house, you could just play it nonstop. And that is the future.
Which
for
we
me.
will. So if you start seeing us not getting a lot of work done, it's because we actually
Yeah, if we miss a couple shows, then send somebody because we're in trouble.
But just to let everybody know, Stern Pinball has a new table out on the market this week, and as they have debuted the new King Kong Myth of Terror Island pinball machine game. The game features new adventures in which you are an explorer searching for the mythical monster as he battles other giants while being worshipped by the native tribe. The table comes in 3 editions, and they are selling the Pro Edition for $7,000, and that is a hefty price. But the craftsmanship they put in these things are fantastic. The Premium Edition for $9,700, and the Limited Edition for $13K. You can check out both trailers that are up on either Stern Pinball and Instagram, or they have a Facebook page, so you can check these out. But look, the artwork that they do, the interior, all the mechanics and everything they have in it, it's fantastic. The digital leaderboards are great. They do a great job with these games. They're
Yeah.
really sturdy. They're not like, some of the lower end games. They really have a little girth to them. But we can look at a couple of these graphics and everything. First of all, the Kong just got me, bro.
Dude, it's so good. The art and the paint is just phenomenal on this, dude.
Yeah, they do a great job when it comes to all the mechanics and it keeps you entertained. And the Stranger Thing one we've seen, and this Friday we'll be going to our buddy Survivor Arcades. He's got a birthday this weekend, so we're going to be heading over to his house. And it is going to be fantastic to see the Godzilla one, because we played that one actually at that auction. And
Yeah.
they had the Jaws 50th anniversary, John Wick, they had X-Men 97. All these games are fantastic. And we thought we're going to spotlight that a little bit more here on the channel. So every now and then you will see some high-end toys, but there is a larger show that will have that in. We're just debuting a small little chunk of that right here. So, every now and then you'll see some high-end stuff that you think that, maybe you didn't need, or maybe you got yourself one hell of a tax refund and you're like, I might need that.
Yeah. It's gonna be like a 30 minute to an hour show. That just depends on what the topic is. But yeah, we're excited for that to come out too, man. It's gonna be great.
Absolutely. Let's get back to that. And it's like, let's see, it's like only 13K. I guess I'll grab 6 or 7 of them, Commander Black. Hey man, we know you got the money, Commander Black. So what are you talking
It's
about?
your own custom avatar for YouTube. So
Is it I wish they had the Overwatch Mister of the Dark Pinball. Yeah, they're great. They're great machines, man. Absolutely great machines and everything. But hey, we never want to be too greedy individuals, because we know we're getting ready to tap into our boys, the Sarlacc Digest podcast time. But we got some events, Chet. You know what we're doing on May the 4th, sir? We will be at the SoCal Joe Show in Temecula, California. We will have a table there. We'll be live streaming. Our friends over at Odd Frog Entertainment will be bringing the Bandito and the 112 Chop Shop there. So you'll be able to see that all in glory for your 112 needs.
yep.
If a couple of breakdowns, though, it is in the city of Temecula, and it is on the 4th. It's at the Embassy Suites in Temecula Valley. 9 a.m. early bird special, 10 a.m. general admissions. The exclusive Casaflied, they'll have their own burnout figure, but because they always do it, their own very customized visit. It's only 80 available. And here's the best part about it. The early bird is $10 per person. General admission is $5, and with children under the age of 11 and the cosplay are free. So
Mhm.
it's a great show. It's a great community-based show. It's always fun. We'll be there. They usually always have a lot of other great vendors there, a lot of great customizers, and the cosplay is always fantastic, man. It's a great time. It's an afternoon, and guess what? After you're done with that, and you had the morning with us and into the middle of the afternoon, well,
Oh
we
yeah.
can drive up the 15 freeway and go to our buddies in Apple Valley to Better Days, where the Starlack Digest podcast is giving their Star Wars trivia, and more. There'll be special curated drinks that will be Star Wars based. And this is a toy drive. So they're asking you to come down and bring a $10 or more item to give to some, I think it's to the Chips organization. So we definitely want to make sure it's a toy drive, and there's a lot of less unfortunate people that we want to make sure. And look, there's nothing better than getting toys to kids.
And if you're going to be at the
Joe
Joe show right before, you might as well just buy a toy to take it.
Yeah, which works. Which works.
Yeah.
And the best part about this as well is that people don't know this, but Dr. Brentley holds the he's number 2. The last trivia contest he did over the Store Like Digest podcast, our very own SKN member, Dr. Brentley, was in second place. So we're putting the pressure on him because, damn it, he needs to be in first place this time. So you can come up to Apple Valley, put the pressure on his behind, and make sure he represents SKN for the win. Are we giving him a little too much pressure, man?
No, I think it's good. I think it's good.
Well, like I said, yeah. Look, Dr. Brentley said, "Yep, I must win." He knows. So we got that going, man. Anything else that you want to run with, Mr. Chet? Because again, we're cutting into our boys' time, but we love that. Make sure you guys are tuning in after us to them over on the Store Like Digest podcast.
Yeah, look, the last thing I'll say is that you're used to seeing a lot of the colors and things happening all over the SKN. That is updating. There is an updated look in partners with some of our back-end media departments have been talking about upping everything. So we are going through yet again another brand awesomeness, and it is going to be fantastical. But also, I really want to shout out, if you haven't started listening, you should start listening to Bandito Radio 112 FM. Like we said, our brothers over at the Purple Gang have been awesome and have actually given you guys something unique and individual to Bandito Radio, and it is full frontal purple. And I gotta say, we talked about this in the beginning. That was a banger of an episode. It was fantastic. It's great to hear it. It's a lot of insight with like Mythic Legions, and that's something I know a lot of people want to hear now. So you get to fucking hear it first place. And big change coming to Odd Frog and Bandito Radio is going to be awesome. So stay tuned for that. It's actually going to happen pretty quick, and it's all great, but it's gonna be awesome. I know we're getting close to the May the 4th, but if you are in the area or can come out to the area, it would be fantastic to see you guys in person. We are going to hopefully, Wi-Fi willing, be streaming that as well, and maybe we might be bringing some stuff to sell. We're not sure yet. But our booth is really going to be there to kind of talk to mostly people that are around there and get things interacted. Again, like we said earlier, if you hit us up from now until Friday, and then hit us up on Friday and confirm that you do want us to go to Frank and Sons, we will. We just need to know how many people want to go there, because if you haven't been there, it really requires Alex and myself to get up and be there before it opens, because it is a trash pile for parking. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by the sexiest podcast on the internet with your two lovely, gorgeous hosts, Mr. Alexander Storm, thundering in as always. I am Chet Maddox. You need to hit the subscribe button, do the thumbs up, make sure you follow everything. You can find, if you haven't before, you can find Purple Gang. They're in our suggested channel list at the bottom of our channel. Again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. You can do whatever you want. You just can't sit here because we're going to bounce. We got to go to some day spa and get even sexier for the next show. So catch us on Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Next day, if you're in Australia, I don't know. Just keep close us out. I'm just going to keep talking.